Hi, I'm Hannah from Hannah's Hobby, and I'm going to show you a quick tip if you're having some thread problems on your sewing machine. I'm going to give you a couple tips to try first before you go try getting it serviced or you get frustrated. Try these two tips first. So the first tip, if you're having thread problems, if your thread's bunching up or it's not sewing right, or if your thread comes out of your machine, then the first tip is to rethread your machine. Take your thread completely out of your machine and rethread it. I'm going to flip you around here and show you what that is. So on your machine you have your top thread and you have your bobbin thread. If you're having thread bunches up or whatever, take this top thread completely out until you can hold it up in the air, and then you're going to rethread every part of your machine. So you're going to redo every step that your machine has to rethread it, and then rethread your needle and sew a few stitches or sew a scrap piece of fabric. If that does not work, then you're going to take your bobbin out and you're going to make sure your bobbin's completely out, and then you're going to put it back in the correct way and pull your bobbin thread up like you usually would, and then sew a piece of scrap fabric and see if that works. So if you're having thread problems bunching up, or your sewing machine's not sewing right, or something else is going wrong, always check your thread first. If neither one of those work, it's more than likely your tension on your sewing machine. But tension is very hard to, let me flip you around. Tension is very hard to fix. So when you mess with your tension, you're going to mess with everything else. So before you mess with your tension, rethread your machine and redo your bobbin and see if that works. If your tension is off, then you will need to redo your tension until it's right. Most of the time your tension is fixed by just turning a screw less than 1/8 of an inch, almost like a little tick on a clock. It barely moves. So if you move it too much or too little, your tension will still be off. You have to mess with it over and over until you get it right. So that's the two tips on what to do if you're having thread problems. If you have any questions, let me know. Comment below. Let me know that you're watching. Like my Facebook page, share it with your friends, and I'll see you next week for a new tip. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.